This is Bristol. It's Wednesday of Easter week, and it's cold. It's 20 past 10 in the morning, and you're looking down towards Bristol city centre. This imposing Victorian building behind me here is the Victoria Rooms at Clifton. And the reason why we're making this program this morning is because the Victoria Rooms is the home of the Model Railway Exhibition, which is being held in Bristol at Easter week. It's very imposing, very nice, very grand, and very large inside. The real reason why we're making this program is as much as an information for you, as well as a discussion point for you, perhaps. You may have mentioned already in classes, in school, that there will be coming a time, not too far in the future, when free time, when leisure time, assumes much more importance than it is at the moment. What we're going to show you today is how some people spend their spare time, and how they use their spare time, hopefully, to entertain other people. We're going to interview various people who are connected with this exhibition. We're going to show you parts of the exhibition, and we hope, hopefully, that things will work well for this program and that it will be of interest to you. As you can see from the poster, this exhibition is being organised by the Association of Model Railway Clubs Wales and the West of England. The whole purpose of this exhibition is very simple, really, because you'll find that most model railway clubs cannot afford to put on a large exhibition themselves. They have to rely on local support. They have to rely on the enthusiasm of their own members. And so as a result, a group of clubs have got together, and what they have done is very simply to produce a large exhibition in one centre where a lot of people can be accommodated. This is the sixth exhibition that we've put on now. We did the first one in 1969 with varying degrees of success. They have been successful. This particular one is going to have some 17 layouts on show, and we'll start tomorrow, Thursday, and we'll finish on Saturday. We are obviously hoping that a lot of people are going to come because we stand to lose a lot of money, but if they do come, we stand to make quite a lot of money.
exciting.
John Williams, who is an industrial chemist working for British Rail, is the exhibition manager this year. Mr. Williams, what exactly is your job at the show?
My job is to organise and coordinate the activities of the various people involved in organising the exhibition. It's split up into several sections, the advertising, the production of the guide, the catering, no, scrub that. And also bringing in the traders, certain express interest in coming, we have to organise them that come. And as I say, the general activity, my job is to coordinate all the various major groups and bring everything together at the right time.
How long did it take to prepare this year's show?
As you finish one show, you start preparing for the next. That is to say, as we go away from here, we're booking this hall for next year. There's a lull through the summer, and then you get into swing again about September, October, because there are certain deadlines to meet come the new year.
What problems are you expecting?
None, I hope. There's always problems, but after today, there's not a lot you can do about it. So you hope that all your problems are sorted out today or have been already sorted out.
Why do you do this sort of thing when you don't get any money for it?
Why do I do it? I thoroughly enjoy the hobby of model railways. It is a way of meeting people with the same interests as myself. How I actually got involved in organising it, I shall never know. I think I was conned. But as I say, I enjoy it thoroughly, and to a certain extent wouldn't be without it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Williams.
Pleasure.
John McWilliam is a principal lecturer in building economics at Leeds Polytechnic. He has organised the last 5 shows, but this year is the chief steward. Mr. McWilliam, what are your responsibilities at the show?
Well, my major responsibilities are making sure that the show actually operates. The manager's job largely is completed before the exhibition opens. He has to make sure that everything is arranged prior to the exhibition. During the exhibition, somebody has to make sure that everything actually functions as it's supposed to. And there's an awful lot more to putting on an exhibition than just running a model railway. We have to, for instance, take money off people coming in through the door. We have to sell exhibition guides. We have to run a raffle. We have to run the catering, the bar. I have to make sure that there's somebody available in case we have lost kids or lost parents sometimes. So there's an awful lot more to running an exhibition than actually operating one of the layouts.
Well, it all seems to be running very smoothly so far, and not much appears to be happening. Will things get more hectic as the afternoon goes on?
Well, you say not much is actually happening. In fact, a great number of things are happening. We operate the exhibition, we organise the exhibition, almost using critical path analysis. Everybody has a task to do. Things occur at specific periods in time. At the moment, for instance, virtually no exhibition layouts are here, but everybody's busy installing a public address system, building trade stands, marking out the floor so that everybody knows when they arrive precisely where they're going to be in the exhibition. Things will occur at specific periods during the course of the day, so that by the end of today, with any luck, provided no vans break down or whatever on the way, with any luck, it will all be organised by 9 o'clock tonight, ready for the public tomorrow.
Why do you give up so much of your spare time to help run the show?
Well, probably because I'm a masochist. It's a difficult question to answer. I do it because I enjoy it. The thing started, at least my role as the organiser, started almost by accident. 5-6 years ago now, when we started this exhibition, I was the only one who'd had any prior exhibition organising experience in the association, which covers the whole of the west of England and Wales. And so I got lumbered with the job, and I've done it for 5 years.
Can you give us an indication of what the assembled exhibition will look like?
Yeah, it's full of people, I hope. If it isn't, we've got troubles, because it costs us about £4,000 to put the exhibition on, so a prime requisite is people. But there'll be, of course, a lot more exhibition layouts similar to the one behind me. In fact, if you look at the floor, you'll see that it's in each of the rooms, it's marked out, ready to receive model railways, which will start coming in at lunchtime. There are a number of trade stands. You can see those going up in the background, and into those booths go people from shops around the countryside, some of them specialists and some of them local traders. There are also some demonstration stands and people from preservation societies in some of the other rooms.
Thank you, Mr. McWilliam.
You're welcome.
Alan Singh is the treasurer of the association. He is an insurance broker. Mr. Singh, about how much money will pass through your hands before the final accounts are taken?
Well, the more the better, really. I should hope somewhere between 4,000 and 4,500. I'd rather like to be asked that one again on Saturday night when I've cashed up.
Apart from handling the money, what else have you done for the show?
I've fixed the insurances, in view of my occupation, of course, and I've done something that's considered very important, I think, by the people who help here. I negotiated with a nice, obliging publican that I know to fix the license.
Why do you involve yourselves with both model railways and model railway exhibitions?
With model railways, I suppose, because it's a way of reproducing the sights I knew and loved when I was younger, and sights that I didn't arrive in time to get to know. With exhibitions, it's a theatrical in me, I think. I like the atmosphere of rigging something up and of seeing this place transformed from a rather bare hall into a temple erected to the greater glory of the model railway. It always makes me very sad when it's taken down at the end.
Thank you, Mr. Singh.
Thank you.
He supplies us.
Tell me, how long did this impressive layout take you to build?
I think about 3 years for this end of it, and about 6 years for the other end.
And why did you choose a foreign layout?
Because at the time we started, we didn't make British end gauge, and the other advantage is the fact there's much greater selection to choose from.
And why engage?
We can get a lot more in the space, and by having a smaller scale, you can get more scenic display as opposed to just the railway.
Think of the questions. How much does the layout cost?
Well, it's insured for £1,500, but I think it'd be nearer 1,000.
Yeah, but we thought we'd have them all written for you. Wouldn't we? Pardon? We can see what we did. Yes, the council. Oh. For the banks. That's really think about it.
We'll be having some church down.
That's the gentleman who asked. Superintendent of Rollers.
I'll quit reading your paper first.
How many locomotives do you have on this layout?
Well, approximately speaking, when we're fully stocked up, we have, I would say, 20 steam outline, half a dozen electric, and something like a dozen diesel, something like that.
What about coaching stock?
Varies. We try to keep 4 rakes of standard German stock, a couple of rakes of transcontinental, sleeping car stock, and intercity suburban service stocks. You know, I would say, roughly speaking, again, in the region of 50 to 60 coaches at any one time.
And the freight rolling stock?
Well, again, this varies drastically. We can have as much as 120 items on, but of course, for some of the bigger stuff, we just haven't got the storage space, so we cut it down to 70 or 80, you know, giving us a couple of train legs.
How many trains can you run at one time?
At any one time, we can run 7 trains, and the layout is so designed that from any controller, you can run any circuit at all. So, in point of fact, if Philip was inclined to, he could shunt in my yards from this layout.
And are the points automatic?
All of them are worked by Pico point motors, yeah.
There now follows a pregnant pause.
Followed by... Do you run to a timetable?
That depends on who's operating and how the layout's running. We haven't got a written one now. We tend to specialise in the special excursions, you know, of sort of 70 coaches and 40-odd freight wagons on the end, hauled by one loco.
Yes. Do you have many derailments?
I think the best answer is the political one of none.
Tell me, Mr. Rowe, what is this fine layout based on?
Well, it's narrow gauge railways of Wales. Now, I haven't chosen any specific part of Wales. I've aimed for the general atmosphere of Wales, combining various things that I saw on a holiday there. For example, the houses are based on houses at Barmouth. Some of the locos are from the Festiniog Railway, others are from the Tallyllyn Railway. The boats in the harbour are models of boats that I saw at Barmouth when I was there. The model is called the Milkwood Railway, and this name was chosen because I was halfway through constructing the model and I had no name for it, and I decided that Dylan Thomas's play Under Milkwood would provide for me a name for the town, names for the shops, the people in the town, and would add greatly to the interest of the model for many people who knew the play. At the time I just finished constructing it, a film had been made, Richard Burton, Peter O'Toole, Elizabeth Taylor, so it was quite apt at the time. The station name Llaregub looks typically Welsh until one spells it backwards, then it becomes slightly obscene.
How long did it take you to build?
Well, this is 2 years' work. And when I say 2 years, that means 2 years of 5 weekday evenings and usually all day of a Saturday. I'd never tried making houses before, and I enjoyed it so much that I couldn't stop doing it. I'd get up in the morning, do half an hour's work before I went to work, home lunchtime, get another half hour in, and then spend all evening. I even built a couple of the houses on holiday in Newquay.
What are they made of?
All the houses are made of styrene sheeting, but applied over them is plaster with the stonework scribed to represent the actual stone of the buildings in that part of Wales.
What about your trees? There's a few in the background.
Well, they're quite simple in construction. They're basically wire trunks that spread out in individual strands to form branches with teased out Scotch-Brite pad for twigs, and then the final touch is the sprinkling on of dyed sawdust to represent leaves.
And how many locomotives have you got?
Well, there's 5 on this layout at the moment, which of course is quite ridiculous because I'm only able to run one at a time. But there is already in construction another cabinet of the same size to which this will be connected. And then the locomotives and trains will have a decent run, and they will then pass from this cabinet to the second one, which will show a scene along a Welsh valley passing a farm. And then the 5 locomotives, which I hope will operate automatically, will come into their full use.
That's slate in the wagons there, is it?
No, it does look like slate, but in fact it's something I found in the cliffs of Newquay, and it's no other than pieces of shale which fall off the cliffs, and I've broken up there. The same material has been used at the rear of the layout to present the appearance of slate walls behind the houses.
Are the points automatic?
Yes, I'm controlled from a hand controller, so there's no need to go anywhere near the model. Just stand well back and let people have a good look at it. Turn off the lights.
which club does this layout belong to?
Oh, this is or at least part of the Malmesbury 3mm Model Railway Club. Just part of it only.
What length is the track?
This particular layout is about 42 feet in total length.
And how long did it take to construct?
Well, over a period of 20 years, I suppose, this and the rest of the layout, which is at the club at the moment.
Is it based on any particular station?
No, none at all. It's just a general Great Western layout.
How many locomotives do you have on the layout?
Well, at the exhibition, we've brought about 25 locomotives, varying sorts, mostly Great Western, one or two Welsh Valley Railways, and a couple of LMS locomotives.
What about coaching stock?
Well, I suppose we've got about 20 items of coaching stock and about 120 freight vehicles here.
Are the points automatic?
No, they work from a normal diesel train, as they would be in general practice. Electrically worked, of course.
And how many trains can you run at a time?
Normally two, one each way, one going each way.
And what about these bells, sir?
Well, they're genuine Great Western bells from one of the signal boxes, and we use them, as in the prototype railway, to communicate with each end and to give the proper bell code of the train, which is on the move at the moment.
And tell me, Mr. Davis, how long did it take you to build this fine layout?
Well, part of it was used for the Chippenham exhibition last November, and I've added a few sections to it. So over the last 6 months, basically.
What scale?
It is HO scale, which is 3.5 millimeters to the foot. It is correct for the 00 track.
And why an American scene?
Well, for one, nobody can pick holes in it. Very few know much about it, but there are several operational advantages because there's no buffers. You've got true scale couplings which enable you to operate, to my way of thinking, to a much closer to the prototype.
And what is the length of the track?
The overall length of this layout is 23 feet, including the yard at the end, which is hidden from the public.
How many locomotives are there on the layout?
This will vary during the period of the exhibition, but 3 to 4, mainly diesel, with just the odd appearance of a steam engine on a preserved train.
And what about coaching stock?
We'll only be using 2 because this layout is restricted by the run-round loop at the end, 2 coaches and 11 freight cars.
What did you make your grass out of?
The overall name for the system is zip textured, ZIP. This is using mod rock, and then the grass is made of a mixture of dry colour powder and polyfiller, and then shaken through a sieve onto a wet surface.
And the station buildings, are they handmade?
No, in this instance the station itself is a plastic kit of an exact prototype from the United States. The other buildings are, one is handmade by a fellow modeller, the other one is from a kit of metal sheet, the warehouse at the far end.
How many trains can you run at one time?
Only one. This is operated one engine in steam basis.
This is the Gloucester Model Railway Club's layout. If you're wondering what those trophies are doing on the station, I think Mr. Tom Cowling will explain.
Well, these were trophies which were won last year by one of our members, Mr. Peter Horswell. They were won for the model of the station that is in front of them. It's a model of Helston Station, and it won the Cup for the best line-side feature and also the overall Model of the Year Cup.
How long did the entire layout take to build?
We've been building it for about 3 years now. We've progressed rather slowly, but we've been putting a great deal of effort into it for this exhibition.
And what is the total length of the track?
Well, it's built on 7 4x2 modules, and so its overall length is 28 feet long by 12.
And is the layout based on any particular period?
Not on a particular period. It's generally about the 1950s, but we're running a variety of stock on it, from British Rail with yellow-fronted DMUs to Caledonian stock and pre-grouping rolling stock as well.
How many locomotives do you have altogether?
We've got a programme which requires about 7 locomotives, but each train on the programme can be changed so that we've got about 3 locomotives at trains which can take the place of each other in the programme so that we can give a good variety.
What about the freight wagons?
The freight wagons are a mixture of scratch-built, Hornby 00, modified as necessary, and airfix. So it's a complete mixture, and the scratch-built ones as well.
Are the points automatic?
No, we had a great deal of trouble with automatic points and with point motors, and we decided that we would go back to the very simple copper tube and wire, stiff steel wire in the copper tubing, and so that the electrical system is very simple, and the point rodding is by the conventional tube and wire method.
And the station buildings, are they hand-built?
Yes, as I said, the station building that is on our through station is a model of Helston, and at the other end of the layout, at the branch platform, it's one based on another Great Western structure, but I've forgotten where it was. Ivy Bridge. Oh, the chairman says that it was built on Ivy Bridge, or based on Ivy Bridge.
How did you make the trees?
The trees are, again, made by different people, and everybody's got the different style of building. Some of the trees are based on an old bush of a conifer sort, and this was used to give the branched formation, and then we got some rubberized horsehair, dipped this in glue, and then put the sawdust, the dyed sawdust on this for the foliage. But other trees on the layout are made from cable, which is all soldered together, and the foliage is made out of steel wire, which has been teased out, and again covered with glue and dipped in green sawdust.
What about the grass?
The grass and the embankments are again pretty conventional. They're the formers are strips of wood and covered with newspaper, rolled up balls of newspaper, and then covered with a mixture of Evo stick woodworking adhesive and lap starch paste, all stirred up to give a nice body. A nice glue with some body in it, and then the dyed sawdust was pressed into it. The green is predominant, which predominates on here, is one of the Dylon greens. It's a Dylon cold water dye A24, known as grass green, and the browns and darker greens and lighter greens are other proprietary mixtures which have been added to give variation.
And finally, can you control all trains from just the one station?
Yes, we can do this by the cab control methods that we've got, and we run through 2 CODAR controllers.
Thank you, Mr. Coley.
Thank you.
This layout belongs to the North Gwent Railway Modellers. Tell me, Mr. Pell, how long did it take to build?
We've been working on this line for about 2 years now, pretty solidly. This is the first exhibition we've attended with it.
And what scale is it?
It's 4mm to the foot scale on 16.5mm gauge track, double O in other words.
Is it based on any particular station?
No, not on any specific station, but it's a logical extension of the line from Pontypool Road into sort of metropolitan Pontypool. All the buildings, etc., are based on genuine prototypes to be found within the area.
Are the points automatic?
Yes, all the points are electrically controlled by solenoids and built-in switching.
How many locomotives are there on the layout?
Oh, we've got we can draw from up to 50 locomotives, but at any one time, we generally work with about 18.
Are they hand-built?
There are lots of hand-built logos. Some of them are built from kits, suitably modified.
What about the coaching stock?
Similar state of affairs there. Some scratch-built, hand-built in other words, and some kits.
Same with the rolling stock?
Yes, right.
What is the length of the track?
The visible section is 10'8" long, but then the traverser, which is not normally seen by the public, is another 5'6".
Are the station buildings and those terraced houses in the background kits?
No, they're completely scratch-built. The terraced houses are actually based on the houses where I live.
Is the layout supposed to portray any particular time?
Well, as I built it, I model 1946, but various other members of the group model different times, so you can see stock from 1920s onwards to nationalisation on this line.
Do you enter a timetable?
No, not at the moment.
Well, there goes the train, and thank you, Mr. Pell.
Okay.
Just realised she's going down. Just going down the other end. Mind you, this is a very realistic layout, no? This one here. Yeah. You know, for a terminus station, an engine shed. Of course, it is based on something, isn't it? They can put this nose straight under there. It's in the video that it's straight on. Oh. It's later, I see. Trying to get even distribution.